Apart from other ways we communicate in our professional and official environment, email writing plays a very important role. No matter at whatever level or position you are, writing an email is an opportunity to communicate with others. And as an author of the email, you are the one who can ensure that you write a message which is easily understood. If you are a leader or a manager, if you're writing an email, that means you are representing your department. If you're writing an email outside the organization, means you're writing it to a vendor or a service provider, at that time you are the one who is representing the organization. In email, remember, you do not have the benefit of being face to face. That means your gestures or your body language is not going to play a role here. The words you select and the way you structure your email will ensure what message gets to the reader. So it is essential to structure your email properly to eliminate any kind of misunderstanding. In today's video, I am going to talk about the essentials of email writing. So let's go ahead and learn about it. Email writing primarily has 5 important elements. The first element is known as the to field, or the person who is going to receive your email. The second element is known as the subject line. That means the reason why are you writing that email. The third is the greeting. That means how are you going to start, how will you greet the person who is going to read your email. Then the body, which is the fourth element. The body means your entire content, the reason why are you writing this email. And finally, the closing, the professional closing, the personal type of closing. There are different ways we will talk about. So how will you close the email? So let's get on to these elements one by one. The first element, to field. That means this is the field where you're going to fill up the email address of the receiver or the person to whom this email is intended to go. Now you have to be really careful out here. The reason being is if your email contains important or personal information, you do not want that information to end up into wrong address or end up into the wrong mailbox. So when you write this information, when you write the address, please ensure that you read it at least twice before sending this email. So that comes in the to field. The second element we are going to talk about is known as the subject line. Exactly the reason, the purpose, why are you writing this email. That is the reason the subject line has to be really thought of, because it has to show the context, the purpose, why are you writing this email. You have to be very careful because your subject line should not itself look like a whole sentence. So do not try to write almost entire information of the email in the subject line. It has to be short and crisp. Another very important point is that when you are writing chain emails or you are being part of the emails which are continuously running. So in that case, if you are changing the context or the reason of the email, you can change the subject line as well. A very easy thumb rule to remember in case of the subject line is that subject line is the context and has to showcase the purpose behind writing this email. The third element we are going to talk about is known as the greeting. Now, an email without a greeting is a big no-no, unless you want yourself to be portrayed as a bossy person, all right? So please ensure that every email has to have a greeting. Now, what you can use as greeting? You can start with hello. You can use hi, or you can use hey as well. Now, what is the difference? Hello is used in the most professional environments, or the most professional emails use hello as a greeting. So hello is you can use when you're writing a professional email. You can use hi when you share a sort of comfortability with the person who's going to receive your email. So that's quite neutral, I must say. So in that case, you can use hi. And hey, you can send it to your team members, again, with a higher level of comfortability you share. So if you're sending it to your team, you can use hey. So just a reiteration, hello in the most professional ways. You can still use hi, depending upon the neutral language of the email. And with the person you are very familiar with, very comfortable with, you can use hey as well. Now, the next point is, what do you do when you're sending an email to a group? So in that case, hello everyone is the perfect thing you can write. Now, before I end this point, there is one request I have. Please do not start your greeting while writing the name which has wrong spelling. It's way too unprofessional, it's way too lousy, and it's way too bad to look at. So whenever you are writing a greeting with a name, please ensure the spellings are right. The fourth element we are going to talk about is the body of the email. Now, this is the place where you mention why are you writing this email. So the purpose of the email, and this is your playground. Now, the things which you have to be careful about is you have to ensure that your sentence structure has to be accurate to ensure that your email is not confusing. Your language has to be short and crisp. Your grammar and your punctuation has to be in place to ensure that you are making sense. Now, there is a very small and a quick tip, but that is life-saving tip. Please, for God's sake, proofread your emails. Understand what happens when you do not proofread your emails. So if you have a very strong message to deliver and you haven't proofread your email before sending it, and that email is so confusing that the receiver is not able to understand what you wanted to say. So what happened? Your intention was right. Why you wrote it, you took a step about it, and finally the receiver could not even understand it. So everything is just a pure waste. So you have to ensure that you use the email body very, very carefully and thoughtfully, because that is the whole purpose why are you writing that email, and you have to ensure that your message is not confusing and message is understood. The final and the fifth element of email writing is the closing. Yes, you can write down your name only while sending the email, and you can use it as closing, but it still looks incomplete if you do not write some professional things. So you can use thank you, you can use regards, you can use yours sincerely, and you can use many other examples like this. But it looks far more better if you use a greeting over here with your name. So use these email writing guidelines, and I'm very sure that you will be able to improve in your email communication slowly and gradually. Thank you very much for watching this video. I would request you to like it, and I would request you to subscribe to my channel as well, so that you can come to know about my future videos as well. Thank you very much for watching the Continuous Learning. This was Hitesh Bhatia, and you have a blessed day ahead.